Now, many of you will know that previous weeks we've been talking about some of the recent acquisitions that we saw, some of the big financial institutions showing us as to what they have been doing with their Nio holdings. I mean, in Q4, we have discussed, or we saw quite a number of big financial institutions, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and the others increasing their stakes, increasing their holdings onto Nio, because they realize that, of course, Nio is a company which is set for greatness. Yes, for now the share price might not be where we all want to see, but this is a company that its fundamentals continue improving. This is a company that is expected to do very well with time. I mean, in as much as we are seeing some of these big financial institutions coming and drop down their price target onto Nio, they are buying this company, man. I mean, Goldman Sachs, there's a recent article about Goldman Sachs, which, ladies and gents, they came out and increased their price target onto Nio. Goldman Sachs, by the way, you'll know that their price target onto Nio, before this price target increase that I want to talk to you about, they had downgraded Nio from buy to obviously sell, right, with a price target of $3.50. Now, we saw that yesterday Goldman Sachs came and increased the price target of Nio from $3.50 to $3.90, but they still maintain a sell rating. The very same Goldman Sachs is the one that goes in and buy the Nio shares. So what are they really saying? What are they really communicating to us? Whatever they are saying is not what they are doing, because they are acquiring more shares, they are increasing their stakes onto Nio, but at the same time they are saying Nio is a sell and coming to increase a price target. I mean, who increase a price target onto a stock but they still maintain a sell rating? I've never seen this, man. But anyways, this is what we are seeing coming from Goldman Sachs. They are saying they are increasing their price target of Nio from $3.50 to $3.90. At the same time, they are maintaining a sell rating, which is something that shows you that obviously they see that, or of course maybe they are probably noticing that the share price of Nio will never go down to $3.50, and then they have to increase the price target to say, okay, if $3 is not going to be the share price when Nio falls to, how about $3.90? They are trying to bring it down, but let me tell you something, it's not going to happen, because the Nio that we are seeing now is very much different from the Nio we saw last year. I mean, though the January deliveries came below expectations, those very same deliveries represented a 37-38% increase year over year, which shows that in as much as yes, Nio did not get the 100% delivery growth rate, they still did very well. They still saw their sales grow year on year, which is something that I think it's very, very important. We are missing the point. Yes, Nio said they will do 100% delivery growth rate, but they did not tell us that they will do 100% delivery growth rate each and every month. So that tells us that there are some months that Nio will struggle to get to the 100% delivery growth rate, but there are some months that Nio might strike even a 200% delivery growth rate, which is something that you need to take into cognizance, because this is the very same thing that we saw in Q4. Q4, Nio said they will sell over 70,000 cars. A lot of people, based off what they saw in October and November, they thought that Nio lied to us. Nio was never going to get to reach their target, but they did. They sold over 31,000 cars in just 1 month, and that was in December of last year. And this tells us that they can still do this doubling sales that they are planning to achieve or to reach this year. They are easily going to do that because they've done so in the past. And it is for this reason that as a new investor, I honestly think that we need to brace ourselves. Let's not quickly judge before we get to see exactly how Nio is performing. I mean, if we get to June and Nio is still struggling to report 100% delivery growth rate in some of the months, then we'll agree. I can agree with you that Nio won't get the 200% delivery the 100% delivery growth rate, because Q3, Q4, we know that the deliveries or the sales there were quite high, and knowing that Q3 the sales were over 60,000, and Nio, for them to report 100% delivery growth rate, they will have to sell 120,000. It is something that if they are not able to start now and achieve the 100% delivery growth rate, they might struggle with those figures, because Q3 it was over 60,000 sales, Q4 it was over 70,000 sales, and for Nio to produce 100% delivery growth rate onto those quarters, they will need to have 120,000 and 140,000 respectively, which is something that won't be that easy. So Nio Yes, I know they've not done 100% delivery growth rate, but we are going to start seeing improvement very soon. In fact, March, it is that month that personally I believe that we need to brace ourselves for that month, because we know there's a lot that is happening around March, and hopefully things get better, because 89 is starting sales end of March, and that in itself could bring some good sales onto Nio. Onvo is expecting 20,000 in March, and that it's also a very big catalyst that so many of the new investors are waiting for. And if we get plus 30,000 in March, we get 16,000 now in February, guess what? It will represent 100% delivery growth rate, because combined those sales will go over 60,000 deliveries. And guess what? Last year in Q1, Nio had just over 30,000 vehicles or 30,000 cars, and knowing that in 1 month Nio would have generated the total number of sales that they generated in just for the entire quarter of last year in just 1 month, it will be so great to see. So 100% delivery growth rate, it's still very much possible this quarter. And if they do it this quarter, they make sure they do it next quarter and the quarter after that and Q4, we are going to see Nio absolutely no problem getting to 100% delivery growth rate, which is why I say to you, let's not judge so fast and say that Nio is not going to double sales. Let's not judge so fast and say that Nio is not going to reach profitability in Q4, because anything can still happen. There are still a lot of things that can still happen, and all we need to do is to brace ourselves. Let's watch Nio cook, and we shall be rewarded with time. I trust Nio. I trust our CEO. I think he's doing a good job, and to some people it might not make sense. Some people, they might say Nio is spending a lot of money, but to the investors that are in it for the long term, few of us agree that whatever Nio is doing right now, it's necessary to prepare for what's coming in the future. And this, my friends, is something that makes me and some of the new investors to take the low trading prices opportunities to increase our holdings, because we know one thing, and that is blue sky is coming. That's all from me. I will see you in my next video, and God bless you all.